Welcome back to another video. Today I'm back into which we punch out boxer is the biggest cheater. Just so you know, I will I will give some of my boxer knowledge and tips and explain why it's illegal to cheat. And just so you know, I'm an amateur boxer, and so all right, let's get on with
Best
it.
looking.
This is the reboot, right? Yeah, what I'm saying is the reboot, right? Because I have never played Punch Out.
It's the most detailed and will allow us to see what exactly these racist caricatures are doing to one-up the player.
Okay then.
Speaking of the player, however, Little Mac is probably the best place to start. Given the fact he's your everyman from the Bronx, it's safe to assume that Mac is a pretty standard boxer, and you'd be right. From his attire, to his stance, to how he conducts himself in the corner.
Okay, let me say one thing. In that, we only wear tank tops in amateur boxing. Only wear them on amateur boxing. Maybe some exhibitions, but only 90% of it goes to amateur boxing. Yeah. So he might break a rule, but I don't know.
Mac is following almost every rule in the Unified Rules of Boxing as established by the Association of Boxing Commissions and Combat Sports. There are a lot of unseen's that we can assume are followed, like proper fist wrapping, a clean checkup during the weigh-in, and no illegal substances.
Those are all true. Those are all fucking true. The co the re- the referee checks those a lot. 100%. They always check the wrapping, the gloves, and the mouthpiece, etc., etc.
Although getting back health from Doc eating a chocolate bar is up.
Now that's illegal eating middle round because you will puke, and you will get kicked off from the ring, or maybe from the entire boxing association.
For debate. However, it's not a perfect record. See, Mac is actually breaking one of the most paramount rules in all of boxing. He's only 17.
Wait, what?
One of the most paramount rules in all of boxing. He's only 17.
Son of bitches is the same age as me and he's a pro boxer? What the fuck am I doing with my life?
These fully grown men are unleashing bear hugs, Hondo rushes, and Dreamland Expresses on someone.
Some of these weight don't match up to him. This motherfucker looks like a heavyweight. He looks like a heavyweight. And Little Mac looks like a featherweight or a lightweight.
Not even old enough to drink to numb the pain. This would automatically disallow Mac to compete at such a high level of competition and would need him to take another year before professionally fighting. But maybe the WVBA allows him to compete for being a prodigy on Doc Lewis's recommendation? Either way, despite having the fundamentals down, Mac is just not ready.
Oh my.
Some other admin I feel I should
There's multiplayer in this shit? Okay.
address is some of the rules of boxing that would automatically disallow these fights from happening. First is weight classes. Mac is 107 pounds, putting him in the light flyweight division. The very first opponent he fights, Glass Joe, is 110 pounds,
That's a featherweight.
putting him in the flyweight division.
Oh yeah.
If Mac
Flyweight.
wants to fight outside his weight class, he's going to need to at least
God.
reach the minimum weight for the class he wants to fight in.
What the fuck was that? Did he become a giant?
So he's bulking up to at least 108 pounds. How will he ever manage that? He
Eat a lot and train a lot.
could stand on his scale a little weirdly. But then you have Bear Hugger, who weighs in at over 400 pounds.
Motherfucker, that's a super heavyweight. What the fuck? That's a fucking super heavyweight. The normal heavyweight weigh about at least 250 or 260 pounds. What the hell?
That's a weight class so far ahead of Mac's own that it doesn't even exist. He's just heavyweight.
Yep.
Clearly, the WBBA isn't concerned with weight classes and will book freak show fights, which is all well and good for basically everybody except Little Mac.
Mainly in the heavyweights, that's okay, but what the fuck?
At his weight, it's very likely, unless he plays the most defensive and evasive style ever devised, he will be killed in the ring. Weight classes exist for a reason, and with Little Mac's pitiful reach,
He said it, and weight matters a lot, and I mean a lot in fighting sports.
he'd never so much as be able to land a hit on anyone. So yeah, Mac would realistically never be able to go against even Disco Kid, who's as far from Mac
Now that's I had no more heavyweight.
on the weight chart as possible as heavyweight. But let's say for the sake of this video being made that Mac could get into the ring. Which of his opponents is breaking the most rules? First up is Glass Joe, D- in human form. This poor son of a...
That motherfucker is skinnier than me. What the fuck? And he has airbags. What the hell? Kind of buff though, but he's skinny as fuck.
gun is 99 in the hole with only...
Oh, he's French. Oh my god, there's them. They stereotype French being the weakest.
a single win to his name. Granted,
Wait, what?
that win is against Nick Bruiser, former world heavyweight champion, so
How did he win against a heavyweight champion? A former one at that.
he's probably still riding that buzz. All the way down to the mat. Everything
Oh
about
my
Joe
God.
is frankly up to par. His gloves, trunks, boots, corner behavior is all up to snuff.
Except the hair. The hair.
How-
Okay, first up, the hair is going right over his one eye. So he's going half blind in this match.
However, where we do have to mark an infraction is in his title defense match. Exclusive
Oh my god.
to Punch-Out Wii is title defense mode, where you go up against the same 13 boxers from the base game with enhanced movesets to make them championship material. What does Glass Joe get? A pillow tied to his head.
That's
In
the
his
head guard.
intro cut,
That is called the head guard. How the fuck did he get a Parkinson's disease or CTE?
cutscene after his 100th loss, it's shown that his doctor is so scared for his safety that he won't let him compete without headgear.
Take him out of the box. Take him out. If you're so worried about his health, take him out of boxing. Oh my god.
Now this is a very, very big infraction, possibly the biggest that you could get. Headpieces in
Dude.
boxing are strictly forbidden, as you're cushioning one of the most easily punchable parts of the body. The
Yep.
only way that headgear is allowed is if both boxers get it. But
But that only happens in exhibition matches. That in the pro division, in the pro boxing world, that you only get head pieces in the exhibition matches, or they make a rule about it, something like that.
well, Mac doesn't. If Joe's taking reduced damage from headshots, he has an unfair advantage. However, I'm not totally sure I can count this one. You see, in this game, if you lose 100 times, you get a headgear that you can wear during matches that will reduce damage.
That sounds fucking stupid.
Now, I will say that if you've taken 100 KO losses in professional fights, a headgear now is about as effective as a mommy kiss on a decapitation, but it raises an
It barely softens the punches actually. Because I used to wear that, and my god, it hurt. Oh, it rattled my fucking
interesting
brain.
question. If Joe is fighting with this because he has to, does it count as an infraction? I mean, he literally can't fight without it thanks to his doctors in the WBBA, so is it wrong?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Unless Mac is also wearing one, you can't wear headgear.
Yep.
Now, if Mac also loses 100 times and wears it, it's all up to Borg. Until he does, though, he's got one infraction against him.
Yep.
Von Kaiser comes next, and given the fact that he's shown being bullied by kids, I think Mac will do just fine. Kaiser seems totally up to Borg, just like Joe.
Except the pants. It's the fucking pants. Why is he wearing overalls?
However, it's time to bust out a rule you might not have even thought about. Kaiser's pants are actually the big problem.
Yup,
In
I called
boxing,
it.
it's required that you wear loose-fitting trunks that extend no further than the knees to better show off potential low blows.
Yup.
Kaiser is not only wearing them below his knees, he's got them tucked into his boots.
Okay, first off, you can have long ass boots. You can wear those, but no long pants, and you cannot tuck them in. That's a rule. That's an infraction indeed.
That's an infraction right there, but given that you've seen his status as a boxing teacher, it's pretty safe to say that he's got no other major oversights in his boxing style.
All right then.
Disco Kid is after him, and as I said before, this guy is massively out of
That is no good. That is a disco man. He lost 12 times. Oh my
Mac's
god.
league. Literally, he's double Mac's own weight.
Oh my god, the weight disadvantage.
At first I thought the disco ball in his intro could count as an outside electronic, which you can't have, but upon closer inspection, it's more likely than not a part of the bombed out ghetto gym that these fights take place in. It's a professional
almost any boxing match can happen at anywhere almost. If they have a boxing ring at least, I guess.
Fighting arena on Mondays and Thursdays and senior bingo on the weekends. However, you can nail him for using headphones in the corner. He could very easily be receiving outside illegal advice through those.
If you wonder how does he get illegal advice, YouTube videos or downloaded boxing tips, boxing videos or sounds. He can get anything can be an illegal outside help. Only the coaches are allowed to give you advice. No one is allowed. Only the coaches or maybe your team, maybe your fellow boxing mates. Maybe. That's a big if. I don't know. And he gets an infraction for using headphones because that is not allowed.
There's just no way to know. However, the biggest offense is in his title defense fight, where he forgoes the boxing shorts for a fashion-forward leotard.
That shit is skin tight as fuck, and that's another infraction because it's oh my god.
While fitting in with his lifestyle choice to take up boxercising, it's also bananas illegal.
Yep.
In boxing, you're required to have a clear line of demarcation between your trunks and your chest with the seam of your boxing shorts.
He said it because it has to be boxing shorts and nothing else. Boxing shorts. That's all.
It also needs to contrast as to let your opponent know where would count as a low blow. He's not even wearing pants!
I can see the junk.
Disco Kid is asking for low blows and he has nobody to blame but himself. The Disco Kid comes out swinging with a record-setting 2 infractions.
And and the dress code. Yep.
Here's hoping he doesn't get immediately.
What the fuck?
There's a lot to unpack with King Hippo. Probably one of the most iconic.
His name is King Hippo? That's a fucking stereotypical and fat ass name.
Iconic boxers in the franchise, King Hippo is also lousy with rule breaks. Before the fight,
it's a fucking headpiece. If it's not a head guard or something that Joe Yabuki, that this guy wore, it's fucking not allowed.
Even starts, King Hippo's weight.
Motherfucker looks like 7 feet or about 7 feet and 500 to 1,000 pounds.
Height and nationality are all unknown. By that logic, it's safe to say that he did not come to the required weigh-in and hasn't gotten a proper US sanctioned boxing license.
Nope.
Place of origin cannot be up to interpretation!
Motherfucker takes up half of the screen?
Before a punch is even thrown, he's already broken 2 rules. Then we get to the fight, and instantly we got a violation for head covering.
If you think the boxing shorts falling down, no, it's not. It's not illegal. That's more public indecency than a boxing thing, I guess. And of course, fine.
That funny logo.
How is he so fat if he only eats fruit?
Crown may look good in marketing, but you don't get to take it into the ring with you. However, for the rest of the fight, he somehow manages to keep it clean, save for his pants falling down. But that's a more public indecency thing than a boxing thing.
I fucking called it.
In his title defense mode, however, we've got a bigger issue.
Motherfucker got even bigger, what the hell?
To deal with. His crown is back and actually bigger this time, but the real issue to discuss is what's going on with his stomach. He's wearing body armor!
Okay, the World Boxing Association needs to get checked because what are these fucking boxers?
But would you believe me if I said that the covering for a man's hole isn't the only problem here? Only in minor circuit fights are you allowed to have tape on your body. That's why the big X over his tummy is
mainly on the arms, mainly on the gloves and maybe the boxing shoes. And no, if in other martial arts you can wear bodyguards or something like that, but in boxing, no, only head guards allowed.
Legal. In a world championship fight, you can't have tape on your person. So
I see.
Taping the manhole covering is a whole new rule break.
Yep.
King Hippo manages to break 5 different rules in his fights and puts him well ahead of the rest of the pack. Moving on to the major circuit now, Piston Hondo is up, and with him we get the
motherfucker looks grumpy and he's ready to beat some ass. What the hell?
most up to bar box.
And those are some thick ass eyebrows.
boxer thus far. Literally the only thing you can get him on is his headband.
Does he have a habit of doing this?
That's because it's a head covering and it
That's a foul.
might allow punches to slide off easier. Other than that, Hondo's playing the exact same game you are.
Yeah, only the headpiece is only the head covering is a foul.
This is even a problem exclusive to the Wii version, because in the original he fights without a headband.
What the fuck?
Sadly though, he's been barred from competition for the most heinous crime that a boxer, nay, a human can commit.
What is it?
Pirating manga.
How fucking dare you?
After him is Bear Hugger, and given the fact the game was made by a Canadian studio, you'd think they'd make this rep one of the more noble ones. There's a lot to unpack with Bear Hugger.
What the fuck?
First is his attire. Just like
Overalls and that is one bushy ass beard. What the
Von
hell?
Kaiser, you gotta be showing off those knees. Also, like Disco, there's no distinct line between his upper and lower body. Not to mention, in title defense, he's got a head covering too in the form
Why is he even allowed to box? Motherfucker looks like 600 pounds.
of his hat. Now let's get on to the wholly unique infractions. He's got far too bushy a beard.
I feel like I need to explain this one, but he's like I don't need to explain this shit because he will explain.
In
it.
boxing, you need to either be clean-shaven or have well-groomed facial hair, and
Yep.
certainly no beards are allowed.
No beards allowed. No fucking beards allowed. Maybe mustaches, but no beards. Shave it.
Something like that acts as a cushion for the jaw. In between rounds, he's also chugging
If you ask Floyd Mayweather has a very well-groomed beard, like mine. I think, I don't know. And he shaves it, so he's don't fucking make that example. And he's drinking fucking syrup. Oh my god.
on maple syrup and taking naps. This covers two whole new infractions: the consumption of anything other than water while in the corner that you may associate with a certain someone else, and not
Of course. Oh fucking course. Is that a chest fur? Yes, it is. Oh my god, so many. I'm so close to losing it, oh my god.
taking the fight seriously. Not only is it disrespectful, but it's also a breaking of the rules.
Yep.
However, let's get the big one out of the way. He's not fighting alone.
Wait, what?
Bear Hugger brings a squirrel with him into the ring for title defense.
That's straight up animal endangerment.
Let's ignore the animal cruelty because it's shown that the squirrel gave consent.
Huh?
It's shown that the squirrel
Gave consent my ass.
gave consent.
My yeah, over my dead body.
And instead focus on the rule of boxing that only the fighters and the ref can enter the ring.
Just so you know, if you start losing teeth, it means you can no longer continue the fight because the referee has to protect the fighter, and so does your fucking coach. And what motherfuckers are coaching these sons of bitches?
Can't do tag team boxing despite how cool that sounds.
That's WWE, not boxing.
Bear Hugger overall commits 7 different rule breaks in the ring. Boy, I sure hope he isn't immediately shown up.
Okay, what if magic in boxing? Well, this is interesting.
This one's just f***ing weird.
I can
Let's
tell.
get the elephant out of the room for now and just deal with him later. First off is the obvious head covering. Can't do that. Also, he's wearing full pants rather than boxing trunks.
2 infractions.
It's blasé at this point. And also the last boxer in the game to break this rule, since from here on out we're all playing fair in the pants game. He also
Nice.
leaves the ring at points, which is incredibly illegal, which he can only do because of... No.
When you lose, no longer continue the fight, or when you lost or won the fight. You're only allowed to leave the ring when you lost or can't continue the fight, or you won the fight. That's why you leave the ring. If you leave the ring without any of those commands, you're immediately fucking banned.
Well, let's just get it over with. Now, in the unified rules of boxing, there isn't anything exactly outlawing the use of magic, but at the same time,
Because there's no fucking rules about magic. What
I
the
feel like that's only because Evander Holyfield never tried a fucking cup and ball trick in the middle of a match. So
Ha!
he's obviously cheating with the use of magic, but
Yep.
it's not that easy. Essentially, I need to make up a rule on the fly here. Do I
If I make a rule about magic, there will be no clones, no levitation. That's all.
penalize him under each different class of magic used? Do I penalize him once under the broad umbrella of magic usage in general? Are clones counted as outside influences despite the fact that they're the same guy?
I feel like that counts a lot. That counts. The clones actually kind of count.
If the clones can't do damage to Little Mac, are they a threat?
They do
Ultimately,
damage.
it came down to this. I'm handing out an infraction for the teleportation, one for the floating, and I'll give him an infraction equal to the maximum amount of clones he uses in one fight, which is in his Mirage Dance, where he uses a clone in the back and one to try to pincer you. So I'm giving him
Okay,
an
then.
overall 4 infractions for the usage of magic. That lands Tiger with 8 infractions when you add in the use of a flying carpet,
F+, okay.
which again isn't covered in the rules, but I'm just pretty confident about it. Call it a hunch.
It is.
As a breath of fresh air, Don Flamenco only gets 2 infractions, with the first being for the toupee that he wears during matches.
He's bald? Oh no, he has a receding hairline?
That's a head covering, and as unlikely as strike to the top of the head is, and no matter how little it covers, an infraction is still an infraction.
Indeed it is.
However, his second one is for one that you might not have even seen coming. In his mid-match corner rests, he'll spritz himself with perfume.
That's illegal. That's fucking illegal. No doing the random shit. Fuck, I forgot the rules again. Now, what was the rules about using our substances during our 1 minute breaks? What the hell?
There are actually a few reasons that this is illegal. First off, the use of an aerosol can be used as an irritant for the other boxer, as the scent can disorient them.
Oh yeah.
And the actual perfume applied can cause the gloves to slip off.
Oh yeah, because of this.
But key amongst these facts is that in the corner, only an adrenaline solution, Avatine, and Thrombin are allowed to be applied. Unless that thing is filled with liquid adrenaline, he can't have it.
Yep.
I'm also
No.
iffy on if this counts as magic, but I'm willing to let it slide as it's outside of the fight.
Yeah, if the fight is done, you can do whatever you want.
Recreational magic is fine. But thankfully, it looks like the worst of the cheaters are behind us as we move on to the World Circuit.
Okay.
Who's next exactly? Oh, fuck that! So,
What the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck?
who's next exactly? Oh, fuck that!
Okay then. We're just
Soda
gonna skip that?
Popinski is next, and let's just get the obvious one out of the way to start off with. Just like Bear Hugger's syrup, you can't drink soda while in the corner.
Motherfucker is wearing his underwear.
But he brings a whole new level of cheating by doing it in the middle of a match.
That will get him fucking banned.
Not only does this already fall under the previously explained rule, but he's also bringing foreign objects into the ring. Not to mention he's a sloppy drinker, and by getting soda onto his chest, he's applying an illegal substance to his body. I'm sure
Why do I feel that that's just alcohol? That's alcohol. What the hell?
you know how sticky soda can be, so imagine trying to punch someone drenched in it. But now for the big one, as he's the only boxer
He looks drunk as fuck.
That we know of.
that's doping. We
Wait, what? Wait, what? He's doping?
see doctors making him special soda in a lab that lets him pull a truck with his teeth, and
Fucking adrenaline or something?
he's guzzling 18 bottles of this stuff in a match in his title defense intro.
How did he not get overdosed or something? What the hell?
Doping is one of the most frowned upon things to do in sports, and to do it in front of a crowd at the expense of innocent Fanta is almost admirably bold.
Motherfucker said Fanta.
Bald Bull comes next, and with a head shaped like that, you can imagine he's gotten a few broken rules under his belt. For
Yep.
starters, between rounds, he's shown applying hot towels to himself, which, given the rules of boxing, he can't do. You can only
No hot towels allowed, only cold ones.
apply a cold towel to yourself if you want to use one, but maybe it could be a cold towel and he's just so hot from boxing that he's steaming?
Maybe that too. I don't know. I've seen some clips of some boxers steaming because I'm doing so much road work, bag work, pad work, some other work, and fighting. Yeah.
Willing to give him that one, but one I can't budge on is his rage issues.
I feel like I'm going to be called out because I have rage issues.
Bolt Bolt just sort of rampages and wins fights by accident rather than on purpose.
That's a fucking foul.
As such, after winning the title in title defense mode, he's so blinded with rage that he attacks the ref, throwing him out of the ring.
Attacking the ref, you're immediately banned. I don't care if you did it. I don't care if you did it. They don't. Why the fuck am I starting? The boxing association don't give a shit if it was an accident. You will get banned if you attack the ref.
That doesn't just get you a penalty, that gets you banned for life.
Yep.
As well, when he's in the corner, he's shown lifting weights.
No foreign objects allowed.
Something I'm not exactly sure on the legality of, leaning on the side of no, but when you get to the point that you start hucking them into the crowd, I feel like that's enough to get the ref to ask you to leave.
Yep.
Super Macho Man comes next, and with him he brings a ton of infractions. One of a kind too, so that's good for him, I guess. First off is the gold chain and earrings that he wears. Boxing rules dictate that you can't have any piercings, and you need to take them out before a fight starts.
If you don't, if you wear earrings and get punched in the earring, it will get teared off. Yeah.
Speaking of attire, his trunks have personal
Motherfucker has a gold chain and gold tooth. What the hell?
branding on them, which is strictly forbidden.
Oh yeah, no personal branding. If you're not sponsoring, if it's not sponsored, you're not allowed to wear personal brandings. You have to wear sponsored ones or country ones.
Along with that, in between rounds, he's taking questions from the press, which violates rules regarding press distance from the ring, allowing them only on specific sides of the ring from a certain distance.
But it's not. But no, it's not. It's illegal. It's not allowed to doing press conference during matches or during 1 minute breaks. You know, you can only do them at the end of the fight. That's all. All 12 rounds, or you're knocked out of an opponent. Only at the end of the fight you can do interviews and some shit.
On top of that, he's got a personal electronic with him in the camera that he's taking selfies with.
Yeah, that's illegal.
Then there's the foreign object he brings into the ring when he puts sunglasses on to try to hit the Super Macho clothesline.
That's so much flashing that.
Speaking of which, I think it's fair to say that there's a little bit of a chance that there's outside interference.
Yep.
The flash photography only gets bright when he goes for the clothesline, and him putting on the glasses acts as a signal to the audience members to start flashing their bulbs to mess with Little Mac.
That's fucking illegal and you'll get fucking banned. Again.
And then, presumably thinking that was a little too subtle of a cheat, he just cold clocks the ref.
Yeah, be banned for life.
However, this is also a time where there's a non-fighter that gets a rule penalty. As in title defense mode, the lighting manager would earn an infraction by discriminating against Macho Man and not shining the light on him.
No discrimination allowed.
It doesn't matter if they're fighting, it's still a penalty that's boxing related.
Yep.
Finally is Mr. Sandman, the world champ, and there's a reason. This guy's entire strategy is sound,
Looks like a typical boxer in the heavyweight division.
completely and utterly. Makes sense since this guy isn't a cartoon character like the rest. He's a boxer.
Yep.
The most you could levy against him is the fact that in title defense, there isn't a clear line of demarcation between his waistband and trunks. They're both black, so it could be difficult, but the different texture used and the fact that the stripes on the side of the trunks stop at the waist could be enough. Given the fact that no one in the WBBA wants to tell him he can't wear his trunks like that, I'm gonna say it's less of a violation.
Why do you feel like that motherfucker is inspired by Mike Tyson?
And more of a please go and change if that's okay, Mr. Champion, sir.
Alright then. Motherfucker looks scary as fuck.
I was putting this one off because the highest amount of infractions thus far is Great Tiger with 8.
Wait, what?
This boxer has 19.
Huh?
Let's go!
Aaron Ryan is the first boxer in the world circuit and was made to represent the typical dirty boxer.
Oh.
But they didn't have to go this far with it.
How far?
Aaron Ryan may
Depends on how far he's gone with cheating.
be a fellow countryman, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna let slip what he tries to pull. Starting off, it's safe to assume that for the whole game, boxers have been getting their gloves the standard way. In a professional boxing fight, boxers get their gloves provided by the venues.
Yeah, they do. Some boxers do get professional ones or get, but fuck, what was it? I can't remember. But you can, yeah, fuck, I can't remember.
However, because Aaron Ryan's using loaded
Well, that guy's dead.
gloves, he's clearly bringing them from home. On top of that,
People wondering if you're wondering, yes, it's illegal. It's illegal to bring gloves from home. And is he putting a horseshoe in them? What? Is he putting a horseshoe in his eye? Is that a boxing glove? Oh
We
my
know that he
God.
wraps his fists properly, but yet again, that's something that he did at home and it wasn't inspected by the ref. Bringing these things from home and not having them inspected is 4 penalties already. And that's not to mention the little fact that he has loaded horseshoes in his boxing gloves.
Oh my
He's
God.
planning on killing Little Mac at this pace. On top of that, he's
He will get fucking banned or get sentenced.
shown throwing out the classic boxing cheats, trying to throw elbows and headbutts at Little Mac, as well as jumping off the ropes for that headbutt.
Well, that's an obvious cheating.
Including that, he's also shown potentially trying to throw the fight by allowing Mac to get free hits in,
That is not fucking allowed.
literally asking him to hit him. No ref
That's
would
not
allow
fucking
that.
allowed,
But
yep.
that's not it, as Aaron Ryan also attempts to attack Mac before the bell sounds between rounds, and in doing such, throws the ref away.
And you're banned for life.
That's
What
one of the
fuck?
biggest no-nos in boxing, and it's just one of the nearly 24 infractions that Aaron Ryan accrues.
Oh, what the
Another thing
hell?
to note is that there is a difference in the rules regarding intent to cheat and actually cheating. If you load your gloves, that's 1 strike. Actually throwing a punch is a different one entirely.
Yep.
However, this is all before his biggest infraction in title defense mode. Not only does he steal Mac's gloves from the minor circuit after breaking his old ones, he then goes on to fashion his old gloves into a flail!
What the fuck? What the actual fuck is wrong with him?
So obviously, bringing a weapon into the ring as well as using that weapon are illegal. But that's not even it! The glove he's using as a flail is old and ragged, and the rules state that if a glove is in such bad condition, it should be replaced by the venue. So even his cheating is cheating!
Double cheating? What the shit?
Even more, when he gets knocked down, he'll attempt to throw one more swing with his weapon, and when a fighter is going down, they can't throw any more punches.
Oh my fucking God, this motherfucker is
The
about
ref
to
has
piss
already
me
ruled
off.
them down and is waiting to deliver the 10 count. And finally, Ryan is also seen inciting and fighting with the crowds to the point that they start throwing stuff into the ring.
That's not fucking allowed. You're not allowed to pick fights with the crowd.
It's almost admirable how much cheating he manages to sneak into a fight that probably won't take that long. It's not
my
even
God.
close that Aaron is cheating twice as hard as the next 2 biggest cheaters combined. And they were bringing in squirrels, clones, and magic. Aaron Ryan did
my
his cheating
God.
all on his own. This goes beyond being banned from competition. He's gonna be killed at this rate.
Yep.
The
Okay,
WBB
I'm gonna stop right here. Alright, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And help me reach 1,000 subscribers. And comment down below. Explain to me how the fuck are these motherfuckers boxing and why are there no fucking weight classes? Alright, laters.